What's going on, crime fighters? I am Knight,
And I'm Logan.
and welcome to the Film Cave, your one-stop shop to all things film and entertainment.
With a little extra on the side from us.
Man, we got a lot of shit to talk about. A
This
lot of shit to
this
talk
is
about.
a big one, guys.
It's pretty damn big, and I'm excited to get into a lot of it. Actually, a lot of stuff that made me a little emo, a lot of stuff that made me question, but a lot of good feelings. I definitely damn sure would say. So let's say we kick into it.
I'm very excited. Let's get this going.
All right. So before we get started, everybody, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's right there, right in the
Gotta do it, guys.
down there. It's a soft little, quick little click. Really helps the channel a lot, and it's not an empty subscribe. We have tons of content coming your way. This show in particular is going to be held every week on Wednesday, taped on Tuesday. You guys will see it on Wednesday, of course. And we have a lot of other events that me and Logan put together that nobody on YouTube is doing, man. So
that is the truth.
That is the damn truth. So don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. All right. So what's our first segment we're getting into, brother? What is this?
Well, this is one. This is one. You know, you and I like to debate on things. We like to. We see things differently in a lot of ways. But there's one thing I have to admit. You and I see damn near eye to eye on, and we have for some years. And that actually is 3 years now. Where, you know, it's The Last Jedi. It's the anniversary of the release of The Last Jedi, which I think is just an absolute masterpiece from Rian Johnson. And so I just thought we should give some recognition to that. And here are your thoughts. You want to reiterate your thoughts on that movie, by any
brother,
chance?
Man. You already know this, of course, but for the people that are watching, The Last Jedi is just hands down simply a masterpiece. It is what it is. To me, it's my favorite Star Wars film. It's the one that takes the biggest risks. It's not afraid to go above and beyond to expand the story beyond, you know, a Skywalker, and actually gave depth to Rey, to Kylo Ren. He really fleshed out those characters, and I just love what he done, even though people seem to hate it and don't understand it.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I think the biggest thing for me that movie did was obviously, yes, I mean, took unbelievably massive risks that, you know, sadly to a lot of people it didn't work for. I don't know how, but you know, there are things that I don't like about it still. You know, I still hate
Canto Bight.
No, I actually don't hate Canto Bight. It's not the best. I don't hate it. It's not the best. I mean, it's definitely a deviation, but it's necessary for the story they're telling, because the whole point of it is a story of failure. But I still hate the lightsaber throw behind, you know, over his shoulder at the beginning. I'm like, you know, I hate that.
Okay.
You know, there are certain things that I hate, but it really is a masterpiece in my opinion. And you know, it's just it did so much for Star Wars. And what I really loved about it was, as someone, I was sitting in the theater and it damn near explained the Force to us as an audience.
Yep.
And it was that idea. The biggest complaint that I had, I don't want to necessarily call myself one of those Mary Sue people from The Force Awakens, but I kind of was. I was like, hey, let's explain this a little bit more. Why?
Right.
Please make this meaningful. Was all I really wanted. And literally had Snoke lay it out and say, hey, I thought that Luke would balance you when you rose to power, Kylo, but it seems like it's this girl. And it's like, yeah, but who's balancing you, Snoke? That's Luke. And it was this thing of like, there's literally the balance in the Force. The Jedi were wrong. Luke says that the Jedi were wrong. Balance doesn't mean all light side. It means balance. And so I lost it in the theater, and it took the second viewing to catch it. And after that, I was like, holy shit, this is it. This is the greatest Star Wars movie there ever was. And so I don't want to like just cut a line down the middle of our fan base. And we might have by, you know, absolutely loving this movie, because I also despise The Rise of Skywalker
wholeheartly.
So, you know, that we could cut a line in our fan base here, but hopefully we can get past this. And I just wanted to give our recognition, because also what we're about to talk later, I really wish that we had gotten an announcement of a Rian Johnson project or something. I was kind of expecting it, honestly, and so I was a little let down. But that's maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll get that.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, we just want to show that love. And if you've been divided by our thoughts and love for The Last Jedi, one, honestly, but two, stick around because you might love some other shit that we talk about.
So exactly right.
Don't go anywhere. Part about Star Wars later, but stick in for the fun right now.
Yes. So
we have a couple of other fun topics we want to talk about in our, out there in the world segment, because even though we are film heads, we obsess over film. There are other things in the world that we love and geek out over. We may not always see eye to eye, but it's fun to talk about.
Yes.
So outside of The Last Jedi, fucking Batman. Justice League's R-rated cut going on here. It's Zack Snyder made that announcement. I guess you want to call it an announcement. At least he told the people, there's R-rated cuts. Basically, Batman throws an F-bomb in there. Steppenwolf is running here, cutting people in half. So it's basically rated R for violence and language, probably both. Which is, I'm paraphrasing. That's more along what he said. And of course, people. I'm going to let you take it away. Just let me know what you think about that.
So for me, I don't hate the idea of, Ben Affleck's Batman dropping an F-bomb. I don't hate the idea. It just needs to be necessary, because he almost says shit in Batman vs Superman, and it's a joke, it's like a kind of a laughing thing because he's like, oh shit, and it's like, okay, that's funny. And so I'm honestly guessing it's going to be that as a joke. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's worth it. Like, because it's almost like, I don't want it to be like, oh, fuck. And then we're like, oh, that's funny. I want it to be something meaningful, but I'm not expecting that. But when it comes to the R rating, the question for me is just why. I don't see what he could be putting in this movie to make it R rated, if that makes sense. Because you're killing parademons. You can slice them up 1,000 times and it's not a human being. They don't have red blood, things like that. So it's like, what causes this to have an R rating? And is it really just 2 F-bombs or something that's going to make just that one? Because PG-13 allows for 1. So it's like, what's the reason for this R rating? And is it worth it for me? Kind of my thoughts.
Well, for that, because in the statement he also said, in which I paraphrased with, he said that Steppenwolf is basically cutting people in half. So if he's walking around here just literally slicing people up, then you might want to have like your spurts and blah, blah, and all that good stuff. Which I'm all 300. Right. I'm all for violence and all that in my films. Again, as long as it's done well and it's not, just meaningless, like holy hell. But sometimes I enjoy that too. I'm like that. This is amazing and I'm loving it. It's all done fun. I don't see the issue of Batman saying fuck. At the end of the day, he's a human being. No matter how the hell you want to look at Batman, like, oh, he's a human being. So it's completely within the realm of possibility for him to drop a fuck in a situation where I'm surrounded by tons of aliens and like a 8-foot, demigod monster person. Yeah. So I'm like, I might say fuck. But I don't have an issue with it. I personally love it. I'm excited. Bring on the R-rated for me. Who knows?
I'm with you.
Right. So you actually have some news to brag about, you bastard. Why don't you?
I don't want to brag, but I did. I literally just got out of the theater from seeing Wonder Woman 84, which I feel thankful for. It was an AMC Stubbs, actually a free screening that they did all over the country. And so my seats weren't great because there was a lot of people. I mean, people show up when it's free, man. Well, and it's first come, first serve seats. So, I mean, there were people in line 2 hours ahead, but showed up, got to see it in IMAX, which I appreciate. But I wanted to give my quick thoughts. Obviously, absolutely no spoilers, even less than a no spoiler review, just quick thoughts. For me personally, I thought that the first 2 acts of this movie were so fun and like really good, actually. I had a blast. Like a lot of people were like, hey, if you can, like, it's kind of campy. If you can follow that tone, you're in. And I was definitely in. It was really, really fun. Very like early Superman movies type vibe where it's like, it's the camp, it's the, lightheartedness. And I did have a lot of fun with it. I will admit though that the third act kind of falls off for me. Once again from Patty. It just doesn't work for me. And I hate to say it, but everyone that I saw it with, I was like, man, that third act. And they were like, yeah, it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. And I'm like, no.
Damn it, Patty.
But still, I wholeheartedly admit it's a really, really fun movie. And like when it comes to the third act, it has a message behind it. And I get what they were trying to do. I just don't think that I think the execution could have been a lot better in a different way. But also there is a mid-credit scene that's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It will make the crowd cheer. Everybody will be super happy, and it will put a smile on your face. So stick around. If you're watching it at home, make sure you just get to that middle part. You can kind of skim through it, but doesn't take too long for it to pop up. And when it does, it makes everyone happy, and it makes sense as well. So I'm excited for people to see it. We can, talk about it after everybody gets to see this movie. And I think everybody will have fun with this one.
All right, there you have it. That's exciting. Slight disappointing, just for the repetitiveness of the third act.
Which I'll admit, it's very different from the first movie. That third act, it's disappointing in a much different way. It kind of fell flat for me. We've seen parts of like the fight with Cheetah, in the trailers and stuff like that. And if you're super hyped from the few clips that we've seen of them fighting, you might really, really love that ending over there. But her CGI is not even that great. It's just like, oh man. But overall, I had a ton of fun, and it's got a lot of heart and a lot of fun stuff.
Okay, perfect. Well, there you guys have it. Don't take that review of a third act. Don't let that discourage you.
No, please.
Still go see that movie. I'm still excited to see it. And even though as we film this today, they just dropped the first 3 minutes of the film online, actually, which I have to go back and watch. I have not watched. But I don't
even know why I wouldn't even do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Just wait. I mean,
yeah, that's true. Okay.
You get it in 10 days. So.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. I'll step away from the ledge. So, all right, cool. Next subject and our final topic of Out There in the World. My boy, KD, is back, and he looks so good. Oh, my God. It was, be still my heart.
Was it glorious?
It was so glorious. Bruh, I just had to watch the rest of the game without any pants because I got tired of changing them out.
Oh, man.
It was amazing. It will happen. He looked amazing, man. He looked great. Even though this was the first game, he still has to get his legs under him.
Of course.
What we've seen, it doesn't look like it's, hindering him too much, which was really good. I'm really excited about. He's leaping. He has a shot down again. He's dunking. He's moving. He's doing his Rucker Park move, all of that. Him and KD are gelling really well. The team itself was moving very, very cohesively, which was surprised. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, they're working, they're moving, they're switching, they have a plan. Steve Nash, really surprised with him because obviously this is him and D'Antoni working the system.
Yeah.
So pleasantly surprised, from what I saw, man, and it gives me hopes for the future, this season. Because it officially starts. What preseason is over?
Is opening day Christmas?
That's what I was thinking. Or it might be the 22nd.
That's right. Opening is 22nd.
Yeah. Okay. Christmas Day has a long list of just greatness.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's what do you think for the week? I know you didn't see it. Little thoughts, so I know you don't have too much to say, but still, what I told you, what do you feel? What's going on?
So no, for me, I mean, the biggest thing of what you said gets me excited is that he's back. He's not hindered from his injuries. What he had was rough, because you got for people who don't necessarily remember, was already injured, basically felt forced to come back and injured a different leg in a different way. So, I mean, he was messed up in a lot of ways. KD being back, he's not my favorite player, especially after the decision that he made to go to Golden State. Lost a lot of respect for him and the way that he carries himself. I think him and Kyrie are a very interesting duo in that sense. But
that I can't argue.
But I am excited to see him. I mean, he's one of the greatest players alive, period. I mean, at full strength,
the greatest.
Sure. And so I'm really excited to see him back and see him with Kyrie, especially because I love Kyrie. Yeah. I think he's got the best handles we've pretty much ever seen in the NBA.
Pretty much.
And so, yeah, I'm very excited. And also, the Lakers beat the Clippers without AD and LeBron twice. So,
yes, they did.
But
Lakers are pretty stacked. Yes, they are.
Well, I don't even think it's stacked. I'm super excited. Also, Giannis, biggest contract ever now with that extension today.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. I don't know if that was necessarily kind of smart.
We'll see what happens there with him.
Poor guy. Yeah.
He'll get his check.
But some people, that's all they're really seeming to. I don't know. Conversation for another time. All right, so that's gonna wrap up Out There in the World and the rest of the show. Thank you for So before we get into our mainstream topics here, again, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we want to thank you for those that are watching this video on the repost you want to call, or the initial post, since it's not currently live, but we want to thank you for watching and tuning in anyway. And remember, each week, every Wednesday, we'll be here.
We will be live hopefully in the near future.
Yeah, once my fuck up is fixed. So let's get into some. Before we get into the title fight, we got to talk some Mandalorian, brother.
Man,
because he damn sure happened over the weekend, and boy, did he happen.
I want to hear your thoughts first on this episode, because last week's episode I dogged it a lot, whatever, and I want to hear your thoughts on this one, and maybe compare it to the last one, since you enjoyed it so much.
All right, yes, you did dog that episode. I still have not forgiven you for that, but this episode to me was pretty fucking fantastic, and it wasn't for the normal reasons that Mandalorian is traditionally fantastic. Wow. Bill fucking Burr. That's all I have to say. I'm not a fan of Bill Burr, not because I don't like him. It's because I haven't really watched or seen any of his material to call myself a fan. And I'm not going to lie and say, oh yeah, he's awesome. I don't know. Yeah. And here, like his first episode last season, he was pretty good. I was like, oh shit, Bill Burr doing his thing. Cool. It's awesome. This episode, brother, he went right in his bag and said, here, I got all this for y'all, and I'm going to give it to you. He single-handedly carried that episode. It was amazing. His acting alone, the emotions he was conveying, that scene between him and the officer, oh my God. That man did so much without saying so damn much. Like, I felt for him that entire time. And I don't know, bro. He just did such a good job. And yeah, of course, we had the great action and all that. We had the amazing moment of Mando taking the helmet off, which was just, it was heartwarming. It meant so much because he was willing to put everything on the line for Grogu and for essentially his son. Like he said, you know what? I have to do this. I give no fucks. Now he's registered in the Imperial database somewhere around there, floating around. And I just love, we had growths, a major growths between two characters in one episode. And I really loved it. And yeah, I love this episode. It was great.
Yeah, I feel pretty much the exact same way. This episode is so high up there for me this season. Bill Burr, especially. I mean, just reiterating everything that you just said, he absolutely brought it. I mean, he killed it. The idea, something we haven't seen enough of, is X-Empire. And even just the fact of, I also like that there's moments in this where, the TIE fighters come and save the day, and all the Empire people, all the people that aren't necessarily bad guys that we see Mando just kill every second of the day. They're not all bad, and they don't even know that they're working for the bad guys. Right. But then what happens when you get out of that and you see the problems there? And I thought that Bill Burr he did a phenomenal job. He really, really did. He brought that emotion. He brought that humanity to someone that was ex-Empire, and I really, really enjoyed that. And then having Pedro Pascal take that helmet off, and what it means for him as a character, why he did it, which is the most important part. I really, really like that. And then also Bill Burr's immediate reaction to once they finish of, you did what you had to do.
I'm just gonna bring that
I didn't see your face. Absolutely. You should have, I don't remember in my reaction, but I was like, I fucking love this. They murdered it. They absolutely killed it in every way. And it's not even that exciting of an episode. It's relatively small, especially for one leading to a finale.
It's emotion driven.
Yeah. Most definitely. There's one goal, and they did it. And if I'm going to compare it to the last one, everything's logical, everything's necessary, everything makes sense. And but it's something like I shouldn't, but it can make or break.
Right. No, you're true.
And so looking at that, and because I had a lot of people, like my dad, who has never watched a Star Wars movie in his life, he's absolutely obsessed with The Mandalorian, absolutely obsessed, and it's hilarious.
Smart man.
And I saw him, I think, on Saturday, and he was like, "So, how many do we have left?" And I said, "1 more." And he was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, he was like, "He's like, you kidding me?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "So who knows what's gonna go down here?" But one thing I'll admit is, I really wish after that episode that Bill Burr stuck the fuck around.
Oh my God, yes. Only thing.
And I'm sitting there going, I know that he won't, because he's a stand-up comedian. He's got a career. He makes millions, and that's his passion. And I'm like, man, stick around. Yeah, I'm like, you and a lot of people were like, hey, we'll talk about this later, but it looks like the way they're kind of teasing it that Cara Dune might recruit him to the New Republic. I'm like, hopefully she recruits him and then he kills her. And I'm like, I don't know, but
it's him, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I just I was blown away by him, and also I always mess up his last name, but the writer and director of this episode, Rick F.
See it.
But
Fumuyawa, something like that. Yeah, Fumuyawa. I don't know. I have to see it.
Absolutely phenomenal, and also just to lead this on, because he did the Equalizers, from what I remember. I'm pretty positive.
No, Antoine Fuqua did the Equalizers.
Oh, are you sure? Okay, okay. But so he did that one episode last season with the giant sand crawler, and it was really, really good. And then now with this one, I'm saying give this man. What
episode did you say you do?
The season 1 episode with the giant sand crawler.
That was Dave Filoni.
No.
Yes, it was. Wasn't that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he didn't direct the first one.
It wasn't the first episode.
The Sandcrawler,
he has to he goes. I think he has to go get all his parts back from his ship from the little.
Oh, you're talking about the first season? Oh,
yes,
I get it.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, you said the what'd you call the monster?
The sand crawler. It's the giant machine.
Yeah. So I was thinking about the big rhino.
You're thinking about the worm
dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what? Yes, he did.
But I'm saying now, give this man something like Blade. Give this man. I mean, you got a lot of options here, and I'm like, he needs something big after this one episode that he wrote and directed, which I will admit it's a little weird to like, we've had for the most part, Favreau has written this whole season, and Filoni had his Ahsoka episode that he wrote. But then I was very surprised to see that that Rick wrote this one as well. But he killed it. So I couldn't be happier with this, and it's a very interesting episode before a finale. But I think that it could pay off massively if they continue to keep that emotion.
I think they definitely will. I think it's definitely going to hold up.
Yeah, I think that we could be getting some amazing things coming on Friday.
We better, and this better be a long ass episode. Like
I'm interested to see. Yeah,
20-minute shit. Like, okay, here you go. I will literally go to Disney's doorstep, and I will. Yeah. But yeah, overall amazing episode, man. A great emotionally driven, great performances. And again, we just didn't talk about the two things really quick. Is one, Boba Fett dropping that fucking Sonic Repulsor.
Oh my god!
Or whatever you want to call it. It's one of those things. I call it 5 different things every time.
It was jaw dropping.
Oh my god! Like in my reaction, I did it with it. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna bong. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Mando putting his dick on the table at the end of the episode when he came back with Moff Gideon and just recited that line again. He was like, bruh.
Yeah.
You think you know what you got? You got my son, homie. That was so good. So good.
He's such a badass. He's like not afraid at all.
Oh no.
And I love that.
He's like, I'm knocking on your door, pimp. What up?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
So, all right. So, it's up for that. We could talk about that shit all day because I know, man. It was so good. Oh, and then he's supposed to be dead on the planet, but you're going to leave him on the planet he's supposed to be dead in. I was like, just take his ass with you. But sorry, that was like a little nip.
Yeah, it's like also like you're just going to leave him. Like he's now homeless.
Right.
Like you just left him in the middle of a planet.
Right. It's like you could have just dropped me off over here. Don't leave me on a planet I supposedly died in. Like just take me somewhere else.
Go drop me with some friends. Go, take me back to the where Cara Dune and Greef Karga live.
My mother is 2, light speeds away. This one, like just got me off.
Yeah. He now has to go do some bad shit to get off that planet. And it's like, okay.
End up back in jail trying to make a living.
I don't know. Oh well.
But all right. So we have there it is, The Mandalorian, our little recap. Obviously, we loved it. What say you in the comment sections below? I'm pretty sure you guys, from what I've seen, a lot of you love it just as much and nerd and spazzed out just as much as we did, and rightfully so. And Logan, I don't think we're done with the topic of Star Wars.
We are not, my friend.
We are not. Why is that?
Well, Disney, if you want to talk about pulling somebody's dick out on the table and just slanging it around.
Yeah. That was slang.
I mean, my God, Disney dropped some absolute bombs this past week at their investor event. Lucasfilm and Marvel had the biggest, although there's plenty of things from Disney that I was excited about. That I mean, like one thing just real quick was the Buzz Lightyear, like what
Chris Evans, Buzz Lightyear.
I was like, that's the most genius idea ever. I was like, because now we're gonna get a Woody movie years from now, because why not with Jesse and Bullseye and all that. I'm like, holy shit, this is absolutely incredible. So just I'm very excited for Disney.
Never knew I needed it.
I know. And I mean, I never knew that Disney had a dick that they could just slang over their shoulder and just whip it out whenever they wanted to. And
they were just showing us balls all these years.
Oh we got
balls just a little bit, but then this shit was like, oh, by the way,
yeah. So I can deliver. So we had some. So Lucasfilm had some pretty big bombs that they dropped. Mm-hmm. The only real footage that we saw, I believe, was Andor Sizzle.
Yep.
And Bad Batch, the animated trailer.
And then if you want to count, Rogue Squadron as like a little, no footage of it, but they had like some kind of motion picture, like what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, man, they dropped a lot of stuff. And for somebody who's not so invested in the animated lore of Star Wars like myself, like everyone keeps telling me, watch Clone Wars, watch which I'm going to start. So stick around for that as well. They dropped a lot of things that intrigued me, like the Bad Batch. I've seen stuff before. I didn't see the trailer for the sizzle reel drop for this, but it automatically looked really fucking dope. I was like, okay, this can be interesting. They have is Visions, which sounds really cool. Which sounds really cool. So it's a bunch of, Japanese animators coming together to create and take their, their spin on Star Wars stories.
So cool.
Which sounds phenomenal. Oh my God. We're getting straight up anime
Star Wars
from the source of in which Star Wars was based or inspired by. And now we're about to get those lovely lightsabers and samurai or just all that anime form. Oh my God. It's going to be ridiculous.
Well, just the point of that show in itself is going to inspire movies and shows for the future of Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's going to awaken people and go, oh, my God, this is what we have. And so that alone gets me unbelievably excited for that.
So excited. There's that. What else is animated? It was Bad Batch, Visions. Am I saying it right? Acolyte? Was that animated?
Oh, God. I don't think so. I thought it was live action, but I might be wrong on that.
I think it might be part of the live action because there's Lando.
I hope so.
There's Andor. There's Ahsoka, which, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the biggest ones. Obi-Wan is also... Hayden is back as Vader.
Oh, God.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing those two back is good. Listen. I was not a fan of Hayden Christensen, straight up. In Attack of the Clones, please get out of my face before I rip every part of my body just off myself.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith, still a whiny bitch.
Yeah.
But at the end, was it complete
stepped his game up.
Badass. I was like, okay, yes, here we go. Now, if we get that mofo, which we should, and then have him back with Hugh McGregor, their chemistry, they had great chemistry, no matter how horrible he was.
Yeah, no, Ewan can pick that guy up and carry him.
Yeah. Ewan was basically Luke Skywalker through those last two films, and Hayden was definitely Yoda. But it was, I'm excited to see the chemistry again. It's gonna be really cool to see him get to do his thing in the suit. And I just need about 4 or 5 hello there throughout the series. That's all I need. And just 2 fingers, like the whole, just whatever.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we have that. Ahsoka. I'm dead ass excited for that. And I know that sounds crazy because you haven't watched Clone Wars. Well, listen, back off. I'm getting there.
You don't have.
I love Rosario Dawson
to be. Right. Yeah, you don't have to have watched that to love this character and be excited for her.
I love Rosario Dawson. Have you not seen that woman?
Yeah,
I love her. And then
amazing.
Yeah. And her portrayal was absolutely just the whole episode. I was just jaw drop.
Yeah.
So where do you think that's going to go? Real quick, we can dive into that. A lot of people have, the Thrawn, the Ezra direction. Like, where do you feel
it's a tough one here with, because there are some people that are saying, is Thrawn popping up at the end of this Mando season? Is he going to be a reveal in the finale? Is he pulling the strings of Gideon?
Right.
I don't necessarily think so, because I do think that Thrawn is tied to Ahsoka in the Rebels story with Ezra. And I honestly am guessing Ahsoka's show, it could be seasons long, but I do think that it will eventually become a, Ezra. Because did you watch Rebels at all?
No.
Okay. I think that you will highly enjoy both shows. The last 4 episodes of Clone Wars ever is possibly the greatest Star Wars we've ever gotten. To be honest. So, so there are things that they can do with Ahsoka's show. I do think that will lean towards Ezra, Thrawn, things like that. I don't know what to expect here in the final episode of Mando, but very excited for that. And then when it comes to Obi-Wan, I gotta say, the thought of we're gonna get Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader fighting one last time, and we know Obi-Wan has to win. we like Obi-Wan wins here because of what Vader says to him in A New Hope.
Right.
With, last time you were the master. Happen here? Are they going to allow, Anakin to shine through? Are they going to do certain things? So it's also, I know that they were saying that it seems like they're going to do Clone Wars flashbacks to where Hayden will be Anakin and be in the Clone Wars armor that he's in the animated show. So there's other aspects there, but I'm so excited for both of those. And Ahsoka, I mean, that episode of Mando is the best episode of this season, I think, but it's also not an episode of Mando. It's the pilot to this Ahsoka show.
Oh yeah, this one's good, folks. Get ready.
Yeah, and they also talked about how Ahsoka, Mando, and Rangers of the New Republic will eventually come together in an event. And I'm like, oh shit! Like, where are we going here? Don't
be surprised if Ahsoka pops up in Obi-Wan.
Oh, I mean, anything's possible. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, especially with that dynamic between those two. It's
and the connection to Anakin and certain there are things where even the thought somebody was saying, what if Sebastian Stan as Luke?
That needs to happen.
Doesn't show up at the end for Grogu. Like Grogu didn't call him, but he shows up in Ahsoka, and Ahsoka gets to meet Anakin's kids, at some point. It's like it's a crazy dynamic that we could be getting here. It's all very exciting. And then Acolyte, I gotta admit, I don't know anything about it, but it is the one,
So that's about the rise of the Empire or the Sith? I know it's the rise of one of them.
It's the end of the High Republic, which we don't know anything about. It's 100 years before Rogue One, I think, or something.
So we give us High Republic, but not Old Republic that everybody wants.
Correct. That's exactly right. And this is the only real thing that we're getting besides books, which I don't read, but if I do read, it's pretty much only Star Wars books. Pretty funny, but highly recommend Lost Stars for anybody watching this that hasn't watched or read Lost Stars. Unbelievable book, my favorite book of all time, and it takes you through the prequel and the original trilogy timeline with other characters and talking about humanizing the Empire and things like that. Unbelievable. But the Acolyte is the thing, High Republic. What is this? What does it mean in terms of, we have the chosen one by the Force already. So like, how exciting can that stuff back there be? I don't know. And so I'm just interested in that one.
Very nice. Very nice.
And then what about Rogue Squadron from Patty Jenkins?
This Jenkins. Now, I'm very excited for that. One, I love Patty Jenkins. I do. But of course, her, track record with big action spectacles in terms of like their third acts, it's a trend. So obviously I'm a little nervous, but hopefully because this is something she's so passionate about and there's a direct, connection to that, like her and her father being a fighter pilot and things like that, hopefully that will bring the story, together a lot better. But I love it for her. And I'm glad that she's like, just keep climbing and going and going and going.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for damn sure.
When it comes to Rogue Squadron, for me, it's one of those projects like Bad Batch. They're in the final season of Clone Wars as well, and they're kind of it's kind of like, hey, why are we here? Why are we with them? Why are they introduced? And it was because they were doing the show. They're kind of exciting, but that's one that I'm gonna have to be kind of won over by. Andor as well. I need to know why I need to watch that. And honestly, Rogue Squadron's the same thing. I don't know how excited I am to just follow a bunch of pilots. It just depends on how, the story, how good it looks, things like that. So Patty has to, when it comes to the Wonder Woman films, I was going to see those regardless. She had that IP. Now she has Star Wars, but she only has the pilots. It's like, you have to bring it in that sense for me to feel the need to watch this. Because they just had that, pilot Star Wars video game, And
Yeah,
Squadron,
apparently that wasn't that great.
and yeah, and it's like it has a story that's canon. I don't know the story because the game didn't look good, and I wasn't really interested in it. So, and that's fine. You know, a lot of people probably played it and loved it and whatever, but I didn't hear much about it. Didn't get much hype, and there's a reason why. I would probably guess. So, Rogue Squadron, Patty has to bring it. Is really the thing there. Prove me. It. I look at it like I yeah, exactly. With something like Black Widow. I looked at Black Widow movie and I'm like, she's dead. This is a prequel. Why do I need to see it? And I have that same sense here of show me why I need to see this. And that's kind of a fun place for me to be.
I mean, Star Wars, Top Gun.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
It's enough for me. Star Wars, Top Gun.
I mean, yeah, I've never seen Top Gun. So I've heard it's a piece of shit movie. So
I mean, it's a classic. Not like
it seems like it really probably
it's
influenced the new Fast and Furious or something.
Don't start your shit.
Okay. So I don't know, but yeah, it's an exciting place for me to be in though, to get one over. I think that's fun.
Okay, cool and gang. We have Lando. Do we think we're bringing back?
I think
Gambino,
both. I think both.
Oh, okay.
I think I could see it being, you know, bring in old Lando and be like, hey, let me tell you a story, and then, you know, it's Lando Star Wars story.
Not bad.
And Donald Glover was amazing as young Lando. I mean, I really dug him. So another one that it's like, why do I need to watch it?
I was like, I skipped it because I didn't ask for it and nobody did. So I was like, whatever.
Not wrong.
But left it alone. All right. So what else do we have? Is that we already talked about the Rangers of the Republic. We talked about that, which is cool, interesting. Hopefully, sure, bring back horror, kill her off, sure.
We've got a Taika film.
Yes. Oh my God, how did I forget about my boy?
Yeah.
That's what I'm most excited about. Fucking Taika, yes. How did I
see? That's one I'm not a big fan of Thor Ragnarok. Not, you know,
this positive.
No, okay. So I'm nervous.
All right.
When it comes to Taika, I get nervous. Now, his most recent film,
the man made like 50 other movies that are great, and you're nervous because
Jojo Rabbit was great, but Ragnarok wasn't, and even Hunt for the Wilder People.
Hunt to the right.
I didn't like Hunter the Wilder People as much as everyone else apparently, but it's fine. But so it's one that I'm very interested in his take on Star Wars, and I think that he might bring something wholehearted, like, because it's the thing, we don't know the subject matter. And so I'm honestly nervous that they might have said like, hey, Rian Johnson, what we were going to do for you, we're actually going to give it to Taika and like let him create a new saga possibly. And I'm like, oh man, I hope not.
Yeah, for
I hope not over Ryan. Just, you know, but that's just me. But and then the other thing in terms of Lucasfilm is Indiana Jones. I don't know if you're excited for that. I am not. I really don't want to hear about. I don't want to hear about Harrison Ford dying on the set of Indiana Jones 5.
Indiana Jones shut down for 3 months because Harrison Ford broke an ankle or something.
Yeah, I mean, he is a old man, so I don't know what they're gonna do there. I'm guessing a lot of CG doubles.
He can still kind of run though. At least last time he did. That was in Blade Runner. I don't know what it's like now.
Yeah,
but he can still kind of run.
James Mangold, I'm excited for. You know, in that sense. So.
Always, of course. All right, does that wrap up? I know you have some stuff here. That's pretty much the main things there.
Yes, sir.
Cool and gang. So let us know what y'all think in the comment section below. Which ones are you excited about? What are you looking forward to? What do you hate? What do you wish that you saw? There's plenty of ways to go about this, but there's a lot of things people are like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they show this? So let us know what your snub was. Let us know what your favorite was. Start a conversation in the comment section,
please.
Below. And if you made it this far, hit that thumbs up. Really helps out. All right. I don't know where I'm going with this gag anymore, so we're going to continue. So, Now this is the one that literally blew everybody's.
This is the slanger.
This is the slang. Like it would just slowly revealing like the shaft, and then at the end it just like boom, full tip, and then everything was out, and everyone was just going crazy. So
oh my god,
Marvel. Oh my god, Marvel. Did they? Holy hell. Not like a jackass. I really didn't care what was going on because like I always talk about Disney Investor. I'm like, fine,
sure.
Whatever. But then I was like, wait, this means Marvel.
Yeah.
I was like, well, let me get my ass up. And boy,
all of a sudden Kevin Feige shows up.
Yeah, when Lord Feige comes,
he just keeps picking up mics and just dropping them, and he just has to pick it back up and drop it.
I feel bad for his mic person because that's a lot of mics because he's constantly holding one.
Yeah.
So they gave us so.
It's what we've been asking for a year. Like,
yes. And I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't expect anything.
No.
I expected no footage for some things more than others, and then some things didn't. I'm like, what's going on? I'm not gonna hold you. I got emotional during this thing. I did. Through the stream, I got emotional for certain things, especially at the end, which we will talk about. Yeah. But I got emotional through this because they just kept going and going and going, and there was just so much amazingness just happening. It just made you think like we are living in a time of this. Like they're giving us so much, and everything is just working, and like they're not fucking up. They're just giving you here. Here's something new. Here's something new. We're going this direction, that direction. I'm like, what are you doing to us, man? So it's just let's bring it up here, shall we?
Let's do it. This picture right here gets me very excited.
It gets me extremely excited. Yes, it does.
My God.
My nipples are hard right now. So that's Craig Alba. That's your fault. So we have the slate here. They basically went down the line and said here, 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 and here. So, Jesus. Yeah. So what they did, they started off with WandaVision.
Yes.
Of course, as you see somewhere. Where are you, girl?
Where is she? She's not even in that.
She's not even in that. That is
they left her out.
They did leave her out. Yeah, she is there. But we'll just play it in the background. We won't have any music. That's music.
That's music.
That's music. So, yeah, they basically gave us a whole. Oh, you being skippy, girl. But whatever. We need to focus on everybody saw it.
Yeah.
This was the show that we've had the most shit about. So It really wasn't like the rest, but it was a really good way to tie the bow.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to show anything else from here on out.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, like this was it. They completely just, hey, this what the story could possibly be. They gave us a little nods, a little more winks, a lot of Monica, which was really cool. And the story's still up in the air, which I love. This is going to give us stepping into the show like, okay, we're full invested. We're going in blind. We have no hints.
Yeah. Who is the beekeeper guy?
Right. I'm like, who is this dude? He has no face. He likes bees. Yeah. What's going on? I don't know. That Red Sea shit. You see the stone here getting blown. I'm like,
what
is that
in the world?
Right. So it's just like they're doing so much, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. What's your take on it?
WandaVision, I really don't think I could be much more excited for this without them giving me some spoilerish shit. You know, like I will admit that this trailer as a trailer didn't, it didn't take me over like the other one did. The other one, I lost it. I mean, it was such a surprise.
Yeah.
Of just how much that grasped me, and the way that it started out in a square, and as she slowly realized that shit wasn't right, it's expanded out to the full screen. I just remember I was just like, oh my God, what is this? And I will admit this one didn't do that for me, but it's also I don't need it. I'm sold.
Right. They didn't need to.
Show me as little as possible now, and let me experience this. It's very similar to, and I'm very happy that someone at Disney marketing is strong enough in their will to say, hey, we're not spoiling shit for our Disney Plus shows. Period.
Right. Yeah.
I remember Mando trailers. I was like, gotta admit, a little underwhelming. A little underwhelming for a Mando trailer, but that's okay. Let's see what happens. The pilot episode of this season with the giant crate dragon, I'm like, holy shit, we never saw any of this.
Right.
The fake Boba. Now we have the real fucking Boba. We have Ahsoka. Like all these things that they didn't show, and it's like, do everything like they did Endgame in terms of their marketing. Show me not a goddamn thing, and let me experience that thing and in all its glory. And they're going to let us do that for WandaVision. I could not be more thankful. Because this show it's going to be something special. I can already tell. And if it's not special, it's going to be unique as hell. So
that's an understatement.
Yeah. So I really, really am excited for this. And also, Wanda is, I think, my favorite character currently in the MCU that's living. It was Cap, then probably Iron Man, and Wanda was coming up. And now, I mean, what she's about to do, I think she's about to become a lot of people's, at least she's going to climb. So very, very excited for this. And that trailer, although it didn't give us any crazy money shots, I do think that it kind of showed everyone, hey, there's some weird shit happening, and you need to watch to find out. And that's pretty smart.
That is. And not only did they stop there, they obviously told her that, she's in London filming right now because she connects, going right into Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, as we know about that, which we're very excited for.
Oh my God.
And we have her coming back for that to fuck up all of our realities in the multiverse, just, wreak hell and havoc, in which that will directly then go into Spider-Man 3.
Well, Spider-Man 3 is actually in between those.
I thought this is in between.
Yeah,
because
they had to push everything, and everything's wonky. So Spider-Man comes out the December before that.
Right.
So she's gonna fuck up everything at the end of WandaVision.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange is having to fix it in his own movie in the Multiverse of Madness. So
got you.
Pretty excited for that.
Yes, sir. And then from there, they brought this lovely gem, which this surprised me.
Yeah.
It wasn't something where I was like, oh my God, excited for, but I was looking forward to.
Sure.
This damn trailer completely changed my mind to that. I was like, oh my God, I'm on full and complete board. Where do I sign up? Give it to me now.
Yeah.
It displayed everything that I needed. Do they have the trailer up here too?
I don't think so.
No, they don't. Okay, whatever. Y'all saw it.
D23, what are you doing?
Yeah, they don't. Disney, you fail. But yeah, we've seen the trailer. Y'all know what it's like.
We all know.
Just to expand upon their relationship, obviously this is going to be a standout for the show. I love the chemistry between these two.
Yeah.
This is why they have the show. They quickly became a fan favorite. I called them the Hobbs and Shaw of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
They definitely started off with everyone around these two centerpieces. Everyone grew to love. Was like, we want more.
Yeah.
And you see it in this. Falcon is finally getting some shit to do, and he is kicking all kinds of ass in this trailer. That last little few seconds in the canyon, I was like,
oh my God, I don't know if you noticed this, but the wings on this new suit look like actual bird wings.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
back to actual
I know. I am about that, man. It looks so damn good.
So good. Bucky looks good in his own little get-up he has. Not really a full costume, but
sure,
he's rocking the diesel jackets, I'm H&M model and shit. Like, he's doing his thing. And I'm like, right. They gave us quick glimpses. I like that they're tackling that he did not just go in and take the shield right away.
Right.
Like,
right.
Thought about it. Like, bro, a lot comes with this. Like, I just can't put this on and go.
Yeah.
Clearly something happens in between where the shield ends up in somebody else's hands. We have a faux Cap running around here.
Mm-hmm.
We got some female with a hand on her face. Don't know who she is. But looks like they're going to be one of the main kind of, I guess, obstacles
for
them to go through. but they really didn't give us too much in this trailer. What did you think about it? How are you feeling about the show?
So it is one of those, they didn't give us a whole lot, but that canyon shot, definitely a money shot, for us. But like you said, the dynamic between these two is what's going to bring us in. But also just that logo in its own. Both of these characters look at that shield differently than everyone else.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the point here is someone who's somehow in charge of some things said, hey, that shield needs to go on a big, swole white guy that's not wrinkly anymore. And so we're going to take that and we're going to put it on this guy who's big, pretty, probably has perfect teeth, and he might not be as perfect as the guy that had this shield before. I don't know. And they're looking at Falcon and going, yeah, and they're looking at Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Bucky's probably sitting there going, hey, Cap gave it to him.
Right.
He deserves this. And they're like, nah, we don't like it. And so that is an emotional aspect show that we obviously haven't really seen in the trailers yet, besides that little thing that Falcon says, there's a lot hanging with that shield, but then
that shield is complicated.
What else can happen with the show? The tidbits of possible rumors that I've heard about what this show could be doing are super, super interesting. And it's one of those that this could be the show that it seems like every show that they're doing has massive ramifications for the MCU.
Right.
And and I that's Kevin Feige. That's what Marvel has been doing. And I appreciate it so much. So, is Thunderbolts kind of going to be teased here with General Ross? Is that going to be a thing? I don't know. But this is going to be the one that this show is going to bring. It's going to be the grounded show, because what we're about to talk about next is so batshit. And WandaVision, we know, is batshit. But this one's going to be so grounded and it's going to be so human. And I'm excited for that because that brings, an aspect that they have to work harder for Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think, than any of the other ones. Because the spectacle doesn't necessarily come immediately with the IP. So I'm excited to see them bring it in multiple facets and probably knock our socks off.
Yes, sir. This one, boy, you mentioned it. This one, out of all the main live action show that they showed, this shit tripped me out so much. I was so excited. I was like, I didn't even know we were getting it.
No.
Said, in our first special look, I was like, whoa.
Oh my God, man.
And that's this motherfucker, Loki. Oh my God. Dude. Okay, I know they have the trailer for this bitch. I saw it, and you getting played in the background as we talk about your pimp. I was not expecting this. This looks so amazingly just bizarre.
I mean, look at that thumbnail.
Yes, that is pure Loki.
Yeah.
Pure Loki. And it's like, I love that they're introducing the TVA. Owen Wilson looks great.
He does.
Yes. There's been rumors circulating now, and it's like, did I even text it? Not text it. I tweeted it. When it did, I was like, duh, he's in the background. Like, what are you talking about? That Kane the Conqueror is going to pop up in this. I'm like, yeah, he's in the background. He's chilling right behind her in the statue. And I'm going to show it to you when it comes up. So I'm like, and plus they're dealing with time. It only makes sense. Yeah. But there's so much. Clearly, he's going to be jumping from different time periods all over the place, just wreaking havoc. And just wherever that shit, the repercussions from that may lie, that's what happens. I think he looks great. He's always he kills it every time he's Loki.
100%.
But I love the tone. I love the music. I love the possibilities with this show. It's just phenomenal. What do you think? I know you're in the same boat as me, because go right ahead.
This one, I mean, first of all, I wasn't expecting anything from Marvel in the first place. And so I was sitting there, I was eating dinner. I just started. And WandaVision started, and he's like, and let's show you. And it, unlike most of everything else from this, event, they start playing the WandaVision trailer. And I was like, oh shit. And I had to pause everything, stop eating, came and sat right here and started making videos. By the time I was done with WandaVision as a video, I had 5 more to fucking make. And I was like, are you kidding me? And so all of these surprised the hell out of me. But yeah, that right there that you can see, what they're doing with Loki is going to be so insane. And it's one that I do think this one could be the most batshit, but also maybe not have as many ramifications to our MCU, because it seems like by the end they might say like, hey, everything that you just did, we got to rein that back in, or something. But they might let them stick around, or whatever. But this one was the one that knocked my, it surprised me the most. It knocked my socks off. It really did. It ended, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, what in the absolute hell did they just finish filming? Because that's exactly. It is an acid trip in every amazing way possible. Oh man, I honestly, in my reaction, I thought that it was, but I don't think that it is now.
I don't know who that could be.
I'm thinking it's the girl that's playing Lady Loki. Because she's got short blonde hair. And she also is in this trailer and other areas. She's the hooded figure that we have throughout this trailer. I saw somebody kind of break it down and show they got set photos of her and then the hooded thing. And they're like, yeah, that's definitely her. So what is she doing? I don't know. Who is she as a character? I don't know. But then from this trailer, the one that got me the most after the fact was the last scene with him all dressed up looking spiffy in the airplane.
Oh, DB Booker, or whatever his name is.
DB Cooper. And that's not a real name. That's a pseudonym or whatever. Because it's a guy from like 71 that hijacked a plane, stole $200,000 in cash, which is in today's money like 1.6 mil. And he fucking said, open the door and parachuted out. And they never caught his ass. And that was Loki. And they never caught him because apparently, also explain this, Thor and Heimdall are helping his ass.
Right.
And they snatch him out of the air. And it's the most incredible shot of...
that time influence, man. It's like they're literally changing.
Yeah.
Or just putting their stamp in time.
So I'm sitting here going, what in the world? Like, is this really Thor and Heimdall from 71? And so like, they're cool. That's his younger brother and they're chilling. Or like it, I don't know, but this one was the one that knocked my socks off. And we have President Loki at the end,
right?
And I even love that it's kind of a knock against Trump because it's like, what did you expect? Like, of course I would go this route after what I've already seen happen. Why not? So like I just love it, and that show right there is one. I mean, it skyrocketed to one of my most anticipated. And it's funny because I saw someone, I can't remember who it was, on Twitter, and they were like, Loki just wrapped filming last week. Haven't heard anybody talk about it. I think the excitement for that show is dead. And I'm like, first of all, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Marvel has delayed everything. Crazy. So like Black Widow, nobody even remembers is coming out, let alone Eternals and all that. But I remember I commented, I was like, hey, first time we see anything from that, people are going to lose their shit. And it doubled my expectations. I mean, it absolutely blew me away. So that one is the one that I was like, holy shit, they're doing anything and everything. And that gets me so excited because I have no idea what to expect from any of these shows. And I love that so much.
Yes, sir. And the one this was the point in the stream where the emotions just started coming because I just couldn't recover and recuperate from, all the shit they kept giving us. But before we get into that, they, announced a few other things in between that I'm really fucking annoyed about.
Oh,
because Shang-Chi, right? This motherfucker been done. Loki just finished fucking yesterday. and we have a full scissor roll. We ain't got shit of him. Nothing. Not a little thing.
I know.
Not a nothing. Cool. Take you and your 10 rings and go skip down the street. You. These motherfuckers.
The release date's so far away.
So?
All 3 of the Disney Plus shows that we got trailers for will come out before Eternals.
I don't care. Give me something. Like you with the Eternals, you could have gave us like an official thing. Here they are.
I would have loved that.
Look at all of them instead of like little concept art, and here's what they could possibly. Here they are.
And you're not wrong with Shang-Chi either. Right. He's the one I don't know what it's going to look like because he's supposed to be able to duplicate himself.
Apparently, this is the most like I don't want to say ambitious, but like in terms of writing and core, like all that, like it's the most. This is it.
So, like that was one that I would have expected because they called the Loki trailer a clip. First of all, like officially, and I'm like, that's not a clip.
Not a clip.
But Shang-Chi should have had a very small clip.
Yes.
Here's what he's going to be able to do, and it's literally just him fucking flipping around and showing off his powers. And they could have done that, but. You know, hey, I mean, I'm okay with not being shown everything yet, but we got plenty. But no, after seeing how much we got, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get something from that, and we didn't, and I was a little surprised from that because you are right.
Right.
They finished that a hot minute ago.
Disappointment, but the one that broke the straw on the camel's back, or the straw that broke his back, or something about his back. This next one, the emotions came down. It was a wrap. Like I was fighting it, couldn't gather myself. They showed us this shit. And
what if broke you? Is that right?
Huh?
What if broke you?
Yeah, it definitely broke me. It broke me in a sense of because, like I said, I was already feeling it through Wanda, Falcon, Loki. Loki was like, oh, this shit's starting. But then what if I was like, because it was just so gorgeous. It was so amazing. It's so just out there. Like, because I started thinking about while I'm watching this, Marvel's giving us so much, dude. Like, they're giving us our standard and what we know and what we love. They're branching out to other forms of, mediums and entertainment to just wow us. And they give us this where the animations is crisp. The stories are just unique. Half the cast is back who are actually in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man. And also a part that made it worse in terms of like breaking me is I heard Chadwick's voice again and I was like
rough.
So so then I was like, okay. But yeah, this is what I was most excited for. This trailer took it from me. I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. With the fucking Dark Strange, T'Challa, Star-Lord, Zombie Cap, and Captain Britain with Peggy. Like it just kept going. The Watcher, I'm like, dude. And that's just the stories that they showed us. They were just giving us little bits of the things that they didn't even talk about.
Yeah.
So I was just like, my mind can't process. I'm overloading right now. What did you think about What If?
It really, this one also massively, surprised me. The animation is stunning.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of those things where like I don't have a super nice monitor, but I was watching it and like the ones that I distinctly remembered on was the Captain Britain episode with Peggy. And there was a shot where she's standing she's in the street and it's dark and like a car headlight hits her right.
That shit.
And it was like, and I was sitting there, I was like, that looks like HDR. Like what people say, oh, like if you notice the difference, it's HDR. And like, I was just like, I want to say when I saw it, I was like, the animation looks awesome. And when the lighting hits, it is unbelievable. Yeah. And it makes me feel, anime type of feels the way it looks, but it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to see it in full 4K. Like that's what we're going to get to watch this thing in. And I'm going to be so excited for. But and then the possibilities of this and what they kind of show and how out there they're going to go is so awesome to me. Because Strange versus Dark Strange, literally the funnest type of thing. And what I did say and this is what gets me excited for something like this, doing animation.
Mm.
Going to something like Clone Wars or something like Rebels for Star Wars, you see things in those shows that you're like, that doesn't work in live action. Like they couldn't do that.
Right.
And so like in Rebels, for instance, it's not a spoiler, but one thing that's early on that everybody was like, what the hell is giant space whales that just float? They fly and they have the ability to go into hyperspace by themselves. They have it as a thing. And everybody's like, what in the absolute hell is going on? But it's the thing that What If can do now is it can tell stories that would be so expensive to do in live action. Like, do it animated and we can go 10 times as crazy as even that idea that we could have done live action. So just simply the fact of we can have Doctor Strange versus Dark Doctor Strange.
What I'm about to do and how that's going to look?
Yeah. And I mean, we can have Benedict come in, voice both, and we only have to pay him a teeny tiny fraction of if we wanted to do this in live action. Granted, I think Multiverse of Madness might be that crazy and ambitious, but it's that idea of we can see so many different stories and absolutely insane stories with this. And, I'm not usually an animation guy, but Star Wars with the Clone Wars, Star Wars with Rebels made me go, hey, I need to look into this. Avatar: The Last Airbender, shows like that. I'm like, holy shit, animation can do incredible things. And What If is going to be so fun for all of us. And Zombie Cap, what the hell is happening? I don't know. But I'm very excited to see it because it can do absolutely anything. And guess what? It also doesn't break anything for me.
Nope. It doesn't get in the way. It doesn't mess up continuity. It doesn't. None of that. This is free reigns and just have at it.
And it fully feeds into the multiverse aspect that they're bringing in with WandaVision, with Loki, with Doctor Strange, all this stuff. It's like, hey, guess what? Somewhere, every episode that you're seeing, that actually happened. And that's all you have to say. And we could bring in somebody. We could poke that dark Doctor Strange out and bring him into live action one day if we wanted to. After our real Doctor Strange is dead. There's so many things that you can do. And that trailer really showed it off in an awesome way.
Absolutely. Oh, I cannot fucking wait. Marvel, you guys are assholes. So from there, continuing on the show, we have Hawkeye, which we all know. And they officially confirmed, that Haley is indeed playing Miss Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
But even before they made the announcements, the set photos were already coming out. I was like, yep, here she is. So that has been confirmed. We have Hawkeye coming out. We have another animated, I Am Groot. So this is following, Baby Groot actually on some serial adventures. Everything I'm guessing is going to be different from the other and the rest, which is going to be cute. It's going to be for the kids,
This is what I like too. This is one I might not have to watch, and I can be perfectly fine missing out on. And that's awesome. That's an awesome thing for Marvel to be able to start doing.
Absolutely. And then now we're getting into the shows that were like, okay, this is what's happening, and now it's really fucking exciting. So first they did right out the fucking gate, Secret Invasion. What?
Yeah. As a Disney Plus show?
What?
Unbelievable.
What? So I was like, okay, this is wow, you're doing this as a TV show. You're going hard like this on TV. Got it. So we have Samuel Jackson coming back. And we also have Ben Middleton, Middleton?
Mendelsohn, I think.
Yeah. As Talos coming back. One of the best things about Captain Marvel. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that, from this story, playing into the future of the MCU film.
And Feige even said, this is our biggest story from the comics since Infinity Saga. So it's like, Secret Invasion is a massive thing, and the fact that they're doing that on Disney Plus is unbelievable in its own right. But Sam Jackson being the lead of it, I'm like, this, they might be toning it down a whole lot, but also
Nope, never grow up with him.
I know, man. It can still be something incredibly big.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And now that surprised me. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
that
love this idea.
yeah,
I love it.
perfect damn sense. And if anyone's gonna do a holiday special, it is the Guardians. This
Yeah.
makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And I love that they're doing it. And I love that they're filming at the same time as the movie, and it'll be out before
Yeah.
the film. I love that, and I think that's really smart. One that's not on here is She-Hulk. That's one. The more he talked about, I kind of got excited about. Especially with the announcement of Tim Roth coming back, Abomination. I was
Holy
like,
shit!
what?
I'm sitting there going, why?
Oh,
How do they connect? Because like just the fact that they're Hulk, but like I'm like, why? What's the reason for this?
he's not dead. He's just locked up. So maybe,
Right.
what?
But
Hell, maybe he robbed a bank and he needs to get out. So she's representing him. I don't know.
also one thing that's interesting that I literally just realized, they said Mark Ruffalo is back as Hulk,
Mhm.
but Hulk is always Hulk now.
Yep.
So I guess we're going to see that. So we could be seeing a Hulk, She-Hulk v Abomination.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be amazeballs because she's gonna be full CG like him too.
Oh yeah,
So it's like,
I know, man. Exactly. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't put it together, but okay, that's a lot of Hulkage. And
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I'm here.
One we didn't touch on, but it's not on here, but they have a little clip up there, but it's fine. But Miss Marvel,
Yes.
of course. They didn't give us too much. They literally gave us like a still or two and like a sizzle reel of like interviews and the history of her. And we saw glimpses of the actual show throughout. Which is good. You know, she looks good in the role. You know, she's a cute little girl doing her
Right.
thing and all that.
I loved seeing her get the role. The fact that they had a camera rolling with her on Zoom, unbelievable. I was like, holy shit, that's something that they can have forever.
I can imagine what that fucking felt like, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But I love it. I think it's important. They have a lot of Packy. Is it Pack? Is it the correct terminology? Help me out if I'm saying it wrong.
Pakistani?
I believe it because she said it in the actual.
Yeah.
So I'm trying. Hopefully, I don't chop it up. But of their descent, you know, people of color as well being fully represented in between, behind and in front of the camera of this show, which is very amazing. Representation is there. And I love that Marvel's putting that forward and emphasizing that, which is really great because she has quickly become a fan favorite, and a lot of people are excited about this. She is not a favorite of mine, but that's okay. And after they announced her show, they officially announced that she's going to be in Captain Marvel 2, which I was like, that's a lot of Marvels. Now you got Miss Marvel, and then I forgot what Monica's Marvel name is. So feel free to roast me in the comments. But so that's also exciting. So she's about to have a great year.
Oh yeah.
Really great year. So continuing on, one I'm very, very excited about.
This one right here surprised the absolute hell out of me.
Dude, when that shit came up, it was like, Ironheart tells a story. I was like, what the fuck? They're doing really? Oh my god. Like,
unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
And they already have it cast, correct?
Yeah. I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they cast it because I didn't even know this was a thing.
I will admit, I was hoping, and this is dumb of me because bring in new people all you want, but I love the girl from Wrinkle in Time and Invisible Man, the daughter.
Oh, that Storm? Or
yes. That girl is awesome.
Light-skinned it.
She is, and that I'm like, that is why. But she has the hair. She has she's had it in other movies, and I'm like, and she's already in the Disney family with Wrinkle in Time. So I was like, I'm surprised it's not her. But
I'm not.
This show, this could be what everyone's been wanting in terms of possibly a way to bring Robert Downey Jr. back. I don't know if it's happening, but
he just did the statement on it too.
And I know, but it's just I can't believe that they're doing this so soon. Like, this is one of those things, we're about to get into it, but there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for Marvel that I'm excited for. But there's ideas and things that I want for but I don't want them all at one time because I want to be watching Marvel shit when I'm 50, like, and be still this excited. So this was one I honestly expected way down the line, but very, very excited for.
I can't wait.
And yeah, I mean, when I saw that picture right there, because obviously they didn't show anything, but when I went back and I was able to watch the actual event, I'm like, fucking Ironheart is happening. Unbelievable. I'm so excited. So excited.
You see that suit in action and all that. Oh my God. The tech. Go ahead, sister. I'm not mad.
I know.
Tear it up. And speaking of armor, this made me happy.
Yeah. Don Cheadle.
Bro, when he started talking about it, when I tell you my insides started like, because he let it, Armor Wars, based on the famous, storyline of the exact same name, where Tony Stark's armor. I was like, wait, Tony Stark? Wait, huh? What?
Yeah.
I was losing my mind. But then
you realize
by, Don Cheadle, she was also excited. I'm like, yes, finally put you in the spotlight, man.
Yeah.
Because I do love his War Machine. I do love him in the role.
Of course.
And I'm happy that he gets to actually flesh his character out now, because he's a great actor. Yeah. And to have a storyline like this, that darkness, those possibilities, the messages behind it, it's awesome to have him be the center of all of that, since obviously Robert isn't, with us anymore in terms of the universe. That sounded dark. But so I'm very excited about that. I can't wait for that.
For me, the big takeaway for me, you kind of said earlier with Anthony Mackie, finally giving War Machine some shit to do. I mean, that because he's an awesome character, but he's a side character, and it's like literally we now have the option of taking side characters in the MCU and giving them their own freaking show, and it's going to work.
Right.
And that is a very special franchise to be a part of.
Absolutely. And then this one, I am so
surprised we didn't get more on this.
Well, yeah, because nothing's happening, which I knew we wouldn't have. I figured if they were going to say it would be nothing but this, because they haven't even started anything yet.
I was expecting a director or a writer or something, but
right. Well, yeah, I guess you have a point there. Hopefully this bitch is rated R.
Hope. We'll see. I don't know if it absolutely has to be for me.
It does.
But
Blade, dude, you have to. Like, that's not kiddie material.
I know, but they could make it work if they wanted to. I'm not. I
put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. You do not say nothing like that up there. All right.
I'm in the world of like, I do one day want to see Deadpool and Spider-Man together, and so I'm like, they could make it work in a way, like, because I think it's possible to make Deadpool work. I want his own shit to be rated R, but I think you could bring him into an Avengers movie.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I think it would be an absolutely hilarious fourth wall breaking joke throughout. When he cusses, it bleeps him.
Right.
And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, looks at the camera, is like, "Did you just bleep me?" And I think that would be amazing. And I do think that Blade, obviously R-rated in the past, it is an R-rated property, but I'm somebody, I always want to see things commingled, and I'm interested to see what they do, because also, we obviously aren't going to talk about it massively, but Disney Plus is bringing R-rated content to it. So that gets me excited, because that then tells me, hey, Blade, that'll be on Disney Plus. It'll just be rated R and it's on Star. And that gets me fucking excited. So we have the possibilities, and it seems like they're open to it. And that is an awesome thing.
Yeah, no, rated R. I don't want to hear nothing else from nobody else. Rated R. Damn it. And keep it that way.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then lastly, lastly, I lied. How can I? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Thor.
Shit. I forgot about it.
Anticipated. I'm so sorry.
This is your most anticipated?
This is damn sure one of the most anticipated movies of all year. Hello. You know how I feel about Thor Ragnarok. You know how I feel about my Taikas. So yes, this is definitely like fucking Little Richard high. Yes. That shit. I cannot. And then they officially confirmed that Christian Bale is in it, but they dropped on us on who he's playing.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, he's gonna play shit. What's his name? Goddamn.
Horseface.
Right. Yes, Horseface.
What is his fucking
Why am
name?
I blinking now? Oh my god. The nerd in me is just disappointed with
Both
myself.
of us.
Uh
Oh my god.
Okay, comments. You now have full permission to just light your fire and roast because this is horrible. I do apologize.
Beta Ray Bill.
Yes, god damn it.
Golly, man. That's ridiculous. Both of us we should just end the podcast now.
Bye everyone. Nice.
Golly, we're gonna get roasted.
Holder of Stormbreaker. Jesus Christ. Yes, but he is not playing Vader. He is playing Gore, the God Killer, which that sounds just amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not familiar with the character, but I looked him up after the announcement. Very Christian Bale. I see it, and I can see him pull that off, and it be absolutely amazing.
I agree.
I'm fully excited about that. Oh my god, fully excited. Okay, so now what I was gonna say before I, forgot you. I'm so sorry. My bad. Marvel's first family.
Oh my god, man.
They dropped that shit at the very end. It was like, here you go. By the way, it's going to be directed by John Watts, the director of the Spider-Man films, which also makes me very excited.
Yeah.
Very excited. And that means a lot of confidence for this upcoming Spider-Man 3.
It really does.
Like, whoa. Okay, here. Like, that's amazing to feel and to know.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know nothing on what's happening.
Of course.
That was just an announcement to get everyone just to pass out. I'm curious how casting is going to go. But with Kang the Conqueror, casted, I'm interested to see who Reed is going to be. Right. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that.
So Fantastic Four, it brought in like what I was saying with Ironheart. We have yet to see Doctor Doom done the way he's supposed to be done.
Right.
People love to. What I see on Twitter almost every day, it seems like, especially now that this announcement has been done, is Doctor Doom is the Darth Vader. Of the Marvel comics, and it's like we've yet to see him done in that way, and it is a thing where, like Ironheart, I was expecting down the line, like, because I want Doctor Doom to be done right. And like they're talking about how he is bigger than Thanos. He could be in terms of what they do. And so I am interested because we're now seemingly in the next phase getting Kang and the Fantastic Four. So that could be Doctor Doom. And so I'm honestly perfectly okay. We know Kang's happening. We have casting of Kang. He's obviously happening sooner. I'm hoping it's Kang for a while. I'm hoping he's a massive, massive deal for a while, and leave Doctor Doom. Have Fantastic Four movies and don't have Doctor Doom. We've only seen Fantastic Four movies that basically have to do with Doctor Doom. Right. Do other things. Bring Doctor Doom in later and let him be a Thanos. Let him have a saga like what Thanos had.
Or use him to connect to like Galactus or something down the road.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's what's so nice about Marvel is the possibilities are endless.
Yes, they are.
Even though they have source material, the possibilities are endless. And that's so, so fun. But Fantastic Four, it's fucking happening. And John Watts.
Yeah. John Watts. I'm very excited.
Talk about a guy that is going to be working nonstop.
Oh yeah.
Man. I mean, that's a rough few years. Or a decade, basically. Right. But
you're rough for him.
The checks will pay for it. But man, talk about not ending your work.
Right.
But I'm very, very happy about that because it is a thing. I hope that this is the case. I hate to be the negative Nancy. I hope it's the case. But with John Watts as the director of Fantastic Four, which is a massive deal for Marvel, everybody's like, hey, that means Spider-Man 3 looks pretty cool. And they just started filming that. And so I'm like, I don't know if they can necessarily say like, hey, that's why we're doing this. So I'm nervous that it's Marvel Studios looking at him and saying, hey, let's steal you away from Sony and let's stop letting we won't meddle. We won't, force things in. We won't, like we're gonna give you the fucking Fantastic Four. Go. And so I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's because he's also made 2 fantastic Spider-Man films. I hope it's hey, we've liked what you've been doing, and he probably came in and had an amazing pitch, and they said, great, let's see how this Spider-Man looks, because you have your hands full, and if you're still into this, we'll do it. And it sounds like he's into it. So I'm very excited about that, though, because I have vastly enjoyed the 2 Spider-Man films that we've gotten, and I do feel like the tone that he brings fits well for what I'm hoping the Fantastic Four is.
Right.
Because especially in the second Spider-Man, we've seen some dark stuff. We've seen some interesting scenes with what Mysterio did, and those scenes were super well directed. So that gets me excited. But man, Fantastic Four is fucking happening.
Yes, it is.
And we got nothing to do with X-Men, nothing to do with mutants. And I'm good. I'm good with that. I don't need it. So Fantastic Four is happening. Probably very down the line, 2023, 24 even. But man, the fact that this is happening and the fact that it's confirmed and we have a somewhat of a logo, it is a beautiful time to be alive. I can't believe this is the world. I know. Well, I can't believe this is the world that we're living in. But
right.
But this is it immediately brings into the idea of, who's the guy that starts making the portals that allows a Tony Stark from another dimension to walk through. And like
I don't want to talk about that.
That's Reed Richards. And that could be 15 years away, but they're bringing him in. And so it's like, holy shit. Like bringing in another, like Chris Evans's Cap walking through, looking nice and pretty. And I'm like, oh my God, man.
God, this guy.
But even to the point though, that's not even including the actual stories that they can tell and how they could bring Dr. Doom is doing all this shit. Let's bring in the other guns. Like, let's go get. And so I'm like, oh, fuck. So yeah, so I am on your left. Like, can you imagine Cap saying on your left, the fucking Falcon through a portal?
That'll be a good turnaround.
I mean, are you kidding me? Like in the Endgame level event of the next saga, and it's reversed, and Cap says that to Falcon. God damn it!
Yeah, it's yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
And it might never happen, but the ideas of what could possibly be happening down the line.
I've learned to never say never.
Correct.
Marvel.
I know.
Because that's when you get smacked in the mouth. So I'm just like, listen, all right, just I'm in the passenger seat. Just do your thing. And lastly, just real quick, when I wrap this, before we wrap up, they also gave final confirmation and update status on Black Panther 2. Yeah. And this obviously is the point in the stream. For those of you that's seen it, the video is up. It's actually doing pretty well in terms of views. So you guys give a shit. So thank you. And you're emotionally there with me. But y'all saw me sob like a baby when that happened. I was already going. And then he said, with that is why we have decided not to recast the role. I broke. I was so happy. I think, without getting too heavy into it, because I can go in for this. I think it's appropriate. I think it's proper not to recast the role. I think what Chadwick and what that role has done to film, to, overall just legacy, what he's done for, the Black community, just there's so many things that he has impacted that legacy is sealed. Like nobody else can touch that. That's a Robert Downey. That's a Hugh. That's those levels. Yeah. And there's plenty of ways to continue a legacy without that person being there. And I've said this in countless videos. Legacies are not the person. Legacies are us. It's what we instill upon from what that person left behind or what we carry out through that. Yeah. And I feel Marvel's going to handle that perfectly. I feel like this, whatever story they come up with, will be great in paying honor and homage to Chadwick, to T'Challa. Keep him floating throughout the universe without him being there, through the people he's interacted with, through the people that will carry on the mantle and continue going on. That's just my 2 cents. I know people are very divided.
It really is a thing, man. It's because I initially was of that same, don't recast. He's perfect. And then I did see some people that were like, man, I feel like this is the wrong decision. And I did see ideas where it was like, delay Black Panther, allow people to understand what they're trying to do. And it almost made me go, 50-50 on it. I was like, wow, if they did decide to recast and have someone, the whole time we're continuing his legacy because the character deserves it, things like that. And I was like, man, like they could have gone either way and I wouldn't have been upset. But I do this decision by Marvel gets me, it fills me with joy, because it is a thing where they look at it and go, what he did was special enough, and we have good enough writers and good enough, properties to say we can handle this.
Right.
And we can leave it there. We know how to do it, and solidify Chadwick will always be T'Challa, and that is a special thing. And it's like it's one of those. The only reason how important he is and how incredible he is. And so I'm like, that's the selfishness of it,
right?
And it's a thing where I can always go back and I can watch, Civil War, Black Panther, Infinity War, and Endgame, and see T'Challa on screen played brilliantly.
Right.
And so it is a thing where it's like, could someone have come in and continued it? Sure. Like but it's Carrie Fisher. I remember when Carrie Fisher passed, somebody was talking about, do we bring in Meryl Streep or somebody and just have her do some scenes as Leia? And I was down for it. I'm like, if you do it in a way to where somebody says, look, we're only doing this to pay homage and to continue the character for the right reasons, I was down for it, as an ending. And, and so I was like, okay, I'm trying to be open-minded, but it's a thing where it's like, I can kind of just rest easy and go, okay, they've got this.
Right.
They're not going to destroy that character. Black Panther 2 could fail miserably because who knows what they're going to do, but it won't be T'Challa failing. Right. And that, I think, is a very important place to be. And I appreciate that wholeheartedly. Because, I mean, even to the point of they could decide to do some multiverse shit and go swap it and say, oh, Killmonger is actually here, and he's not Killmonger. He's a good guy. And Michael B. Jordan is a fucking phenomenal actor.
I'd appreciate that too.
And, so it's like they could do that. But also, I was on the team of Shuri taking the role of Black Panther, and then she starts tweeting some dumb shit.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what is going to happen? Yeah. It's not a Gina Carano thing yet. She actually deleted her shit before she said too stupid of stuff. But I honestly feel like that was a Marvel person going, hey, let's go ahead and let's just cut you off from that, because we have some big plans for you, and we would like to continue those, because Gina Carano's out over there at Lucasfilm.
Stop, please. Stop.
So, because it is a thing, I want to be able to separate, views from an actor and their work. But it's tough because, some people say some dumb shit. So I'm very interested to see what they do with Black Panther 2, though, because Ryan Coogler, who is one of the best, writers and directors out there right now, he definitely has his hands full with this situation, and they're heavy hands too, because he's writing this even more so with his heart after the tragic passing.
Right. No, it's
Mr. Boseman.
Definitely so, and I trust that he'll definitely make the right decision and carry on the legacy in Marvel as well. So, that's definitely my thoughts on that situation without getting too crazy and too heavy.
I know. I'll be crying.
Right. But so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up our show. episode 2 of The Film Cave. That was a lot, man.
Man, it was great.
That was a lot.
I love the fact that we have this podcast just so that I can talk to you about this shit, because we talk about it anyway.
Right.
But like now we get to talk about it and let other people join in. They can just nerd out with us. And man, we got just a cupcake handed to us by Disney and said like, hey, go ahead and have a great second episode. And we're like, oh, thank you so much. Let me just eat that up.
Right.
So I
came to us, guys. That's not a lie. Marvel was at our doorsteps and gave us this cupcake of knowledge.
It was a fantastic week for us in that way. So I really am excited for this, and this was a great second episode.
Oh, absolutely, man. And we want to thank you guys again for joining us. Again, we cannot do this without you. And make sure, as always, man, next week, every Wednesday.
That's going to be it.
We just don't know how to stop these days. So we're here to bring you guys quality entertainment. We're here to have fun with you guys. And like I said, we're glad that you guys can stop in with us every week and just nerd the fuck out and hold no bars. It's a safe space. Say what you want, talk what you want. As long as it's respectful in the comment section.
Correct.
We're here for it. So
and next week on this episode, Mando season finale for sure. Big thing going on. So I mean that could be our main topic of next week. We don't know, but there's reasons to come back, guys. So make sure you're subscribed if you're to this point. I feel like you somewhat enjoyed what you watched. We will be here every Wednesday. Thankfully, this year it falls on the 23rd, so that's not a big Christmas time. I think we're both relatively available for those times. So definitely be on the lookout. And man, I am really enjoying this stuff.
Yes, sir. Even if you hated us, come back and watch again. Just to hit us some more. Just make sure you subscribe while you do it.
Yeah, I know. Give us another chance.
Come back. Hell, is what it is, man. But guys, again, want to personally thank you for joining us in this latest episode of The Film Cave. Make sure you tune in next week. And anything else you want to exit out and say, good sir?
Man, I wish that more people were in this cave with us.
I know.
We just gotta light the fire a little bit bigger, and maybe more people will be like, "Hey, it looks warm in there. Let's go ahead and go into that cave."
Right. You might want to snuggle up with a few people, whatever. Do what you want. But until then, be cool, stay safe, and we'll see y'all in the cave. Be easy, guys. Till next time.
Later.
Peace.